Hello, welcome to this episode of Next Level Healing. I'm here with Noah. Hi, Noah.
Hi, Tara. It's good to be here.
Noah is my podcast manager, and we've known each other for about a year now.
About a year, a little over a year, yeah.
And he's amazing. He's light years ahead of his time. So, well, let's just start off with what was life like for you? What were you challenged with that you just wanted? Because you know my work really well. You've obviously been through all my interviews and have tracked what people have done over a year's time. And what did you want to shift and change about your world?
Yeah, it's interesting, Terry. You know, having worked with you for over a year, your clients rave about you. And I kind of had a dark night of the soul.
We all have.
Or multiple of them, you know.
I don't know that the human experience comes without a dark night of the soul.
Yeah. And I made a decision. I'm like, I'm going to go through Tara's process, you know, just because like it'd be stupid not to. You know what I mean? Like if I only have to, you know, make this like relatively minor investment for a lifetime upgrade, that's a drop in the bucket.
Oh my God. What I also love so much about you is like it only took you a nanosecond to just go, yep, want to get this taken care of. You know?
It did. And I thought to myself, I was like, am I being impulsive? But then I was like, no, I'm making a decision to get this resolved because I can't afford to hang on to this any longer.
And what was the experience of hanging on to whatever it was?
My big thing, as you know, Tara, is acceptance. And I had some unworthiness programming, and it was really showing up in ways that I wasn't conscious of. But now looking back at my life and how I was living, I was like, man, that is a huge problem in terms of how I show up with clients at work, in terms of how I show up outside of work, just how I would carry myself in interactions, the commitments I would make, the commitments I wouldn't make. You know what I mean? I found that I was quick to run out of things. You know, I was quick to run from things sometimes, and part of my old programming was I would cancel people before they could cancel me, because that was the story I told myself, is I'm unworthy, and you know it's only a matter of time before I'm let go, or somebody doesn't want to work with me or be in a relationship with me.
And you know what's so crazy I found from doing this work? Some of the most worthy people have that issue, and I would say I had that issue.
Yeah.
And it does get in the way. I mean, when you can resolve that as a young person, it's just your whole life becomes exponentially better.
Well, and it's such a blessing, but it's so hard when what you do for a living is your passion in life. It's hard not to make that your identity, and it's hard not to, at least for me, to put your identity in your accomplishments and your successes, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was the experience of having that issue and then realizing, oh, I'm dropping this issue, and what does it feel like now?
Well, it was funny, Tara, because after our first session, obviously I did it in person here in Nashville. Then I remember, our session ended, and I was like, holy cow. I was like, I feel like a different person. I remember I went home that night, and I had the best sleep I've had in years.
Isn't that wonderful?
And I woke up the next morning with a pep in my step, and there were still some unresolved things that I had to work on that took action. But I had every ounce of confidence that I could do it.
Beautiful.
Because I was looking at it through a lens of worthiness.
Yeah.
And since our first session, Tara, like, I've been so much more at peace. My anxiety has dropped, and it's impacted just the choices I've made. You know what I mean? Like I've totally taken my health and exercise and everything to the next level just because I'm, I guess, loving myself.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, I love working with men because men hate therapy. I mean, they just want to get a problem solved.
Yeah.
They don't want to sit in a room and talk about their feelings. I think they'd rather go get a root canal.
Yeah, that's relatable.
So for people that haven't done the process, can you demystify it? Can you de-fear it?
Yeah, I would say that, well, one of the things that we talked about, Tara, is that, the brain or the mind, whichever, something inside of our head doesn't know the difference between an imagined thought and reality. And when I realized that, I was like, wait a minute. So I've just been telling myself a story this whole time. And I've defended that story and I've believed it so concretely. But when you realize it's like escaping the matrix, it's like, whoa, like this isn't real at all,
Oh my God. What you are saying is solid gold.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That is solid gold. And you have said it so succinctly. It's true. The brain does not know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. And we're in prisons of our own making.
We are.
And once the subconscious mind can see that and have that pathway from where it is to where it wants to go.
Right.
How easy is it to drop that?
Well, and, human beings are just, we're all miracles and we have so much potential. But at the same time, we're giant computers.
Yes.
We're giant computers with a program that's been running for years and years.
Yeah. Hey guys, studies are showing that 68% of people that watch podcasts regularly don't click the subscribe button. Do me a huge favor. If you like this content, click subscribe so other people know where to go for the cool stuff. Thank you.
For me, I had a belief that I could resolve this because I saw all of the success stories of your other clients. But I think a lot of people, Tara, they almost don't believe it's possible.
Yeah.
Because it's been their reality for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is possible. I'm here to tell you, it's possible. Whether you're dealing with something physical or you're dealing with something more emotional and psychological like I was. And it's interesting, Tara, because, I'm an entrepreneur and I thought of this as not only something I was doing for myself, but I thought of it as an investment in my business.
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody that you come in contact with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truly, it can help your family.
It can. And it can
help your relationships.
I've gotten so much good feedback from people. Some of my friends here and there, my family, they're like, Noah, something's different.
Really?
Yeah. Something's different. And, I don't even think about it, but I guess it's just how I'm showing up and talking to people. I guess I'm more confident or something, there's like, when you get out of that script, you really do become a new person.
That's great. Yeah. I love that theme. Dr. Joe Dispenza has a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and this just helps you break the habit of being yourself. And it is so much of a habit.
It is.
Until you can have the recipe for unwinding it.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. What else would you have to say to anybody that's considering going down this road?
I would say do it. Well,
when they say, because like people say it can't be possible. How do you answer that?
I would say, first of all, that's your programming, right? That you have to escape the matrix. The only way to win the game is to stop playing. That it really is. And you just have to really connect to that almost like childlike piece of your heart. You have to allow yourself to dream. And man, like if anything was possible and I didn't have to worry about the approval or the opinion of others, and I was doing this for like the most purest part of my heart, where would I like to be? Where do I see myself? And sometimes the answer might scare you.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
It is.
Actually, you just touched on something that is so many people, myself included, we take ourselves out of the game because then you can't be rejected.
Yeah.
And then you miss out on all those opportunities that you didn't take.
Right. So true. It's so true. And that's exactly what I was doing as well, is I would not put myself in situations or in relationships with people where there was any inkling of rejection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then the other thing that I have found over and over again is some of the most worthy people have this, and in some crazy way, it helped build the success that they have because they never felt like they were enough.
Yeah.
Well, so myself included. It's like I felt I needed to take another class, another seminar, get another degree, another certificate. So I did accomplish a lot.
Yeah.
but you can't really taste the experience of accomplishing all that if you don't fill that hole in your heart.
And that's the point that I hit, Tara, is, probably about a month ago, I was just reflecting one night and I was like, man, everything that I told myself I wanted and everything I told myself I needed when I was a teenager to be happy and have a good life, I have.
Yeah.
But why am I not like smiling every single day and just have like a joy in my heart? I couldn't taste that success and just relish in it.
And what does it taste like, Noah?
It's beautiful, Tara. It is. You know what I mean?
What are the words you'd use to describe it?
Well, you realize I've heard people say this, but it's just such a beautiful phrase, is life is happening for you, not to you.
I love that. And once we can really believe that and live by that, then everything becomes a beautiful opportunity and a gift.
Yes, absolutely.
You also had one other benefit that was phenomenal. You lost a bunch of weight.
I did. Yeah, it's interesting, Tara. So I'm officially, I started the journey almost a year ago, and I'm officially 50 pounds down.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of you.
And that has been so beautiful.
Well, you are one of the most liked, optimistic, intelligent people that I have in my circle of people. So I'm thrilled that you decided to join us here on Next Level Healing and cover some of these, spots that so many of us have as blind spots.
Yeah.
And, they're blind for a reason. We can't see it.
100%.
And, we often are so accomplished in so many ways, but until perhaps we get some help one-on-one to see our blind spots, we're kind of stuck with them. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you, Tara. And thank you for everything you've done to help me. I truly can't thank you enough.
It's been a win-win. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. Glad to have you as my friend.
Likewise.
And glad to have you in the Nashville community.
I'm glad to be here.
Hey, everybody. If you enjoyed this, click like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode of Next Level Healing. This podcast is intended for the purpose of providing information and education. It does not provide advice and is not meant to be used for any self-diagnosis or the replacement of any kind of licensed professional. The creators and individuals appearing here do not endorse any specific tests, positions, medications, products, or procedures. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.